Hello everyone, welcome to a LEGO Star Wars set review. Taking a look at set number 75076, the Republic Gunship Microfighter. This set contains 105 pieces, one minifigure, and released officially on January 1st of 2015. If you do go on to enjoy this quick little unboxing and review, please make sure to hit that like button as well as subscribe. With that being said, let's crack open this set and see what the contents are. So by taking our handy dandy X-Acto knife, you can just ignore the whole thumb tab that's there to supposedly make it easier to open this sealed set, which I'm completely obliterating, by the way. We'll talk a little bit about the aftermarket value of this set later on, but yeah, this ain't a cheap Microfighter to crack open, but we're doing it for the video and for my own collection, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anywho, yeah, the contents are... Oh, I don't think I cut that right. Okay. I think I corrected it. Okay, for the most part, we fixed it. So, you have one bag with, I think, the majority of the minifigure parts. The instruction manual. A bag with more of the smaller pieces. That's everything. So let's check back in once this set is fully assembled. Alright, so about 15 minutes later, here we have the Microfighter fully assembled, and, as I'm turning it around, you can see how, it is a Republic gunship, but from a distance, I just want you to take a few steps back from your screen there, Does that look like a gunship? Or does it look like a square with some oversized guns? Just me? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this thing, a bit rough from a distance. Up close, it's like, yeah, I can see how this is a gunship. But I could totally understand how from a distance, for someone who just isn't into Star Wars, could be like, what is this? And that's fair, honestly. I mean, this is one of the more rough Microfighters, if I'm being honest. It's still cool. The build techniques are cool and all. You have the traditional flick fire missiles, which... it might be a little difficult to do one-handed, but so we'll just settle for pushing it out and pretend, pew, it goes and blows up something. But anywho, yeah, the minifigure sits right smack in the middle there, sitting down, a little bit of a wiggle to get him out of there, like so. And that's just how that looks overall. You can move the little antenna pieces up or down if you wanted to make it look like there's it targeting something, but again, it can pop off, so maybe just leave it as is. Just leave it alone, kind of thing. The wings, I guess, have a little bit of a flap. That's more or less just because how the way it's built. It's that it's meant to be curved. I do like that the side doors are kind of open, so you can kind of see something of an interior. I do wish there was something to represent the back turret at the back there, but it's whatever. You have something to represent the rockets right there, so that's cool. I like that. What is pretty cool is the printed tile, which I think came in a few sets. Maybe one other Microfighter, and I think a Planet Series set, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Here, throw some images on screen of what sets that piece came in. So yeah, there you go. You get two of those on the build there, and overall as a Microfighter, it's okay, but it's definitely kind of meh. Anywho, let's have a look at this guy, because I think he's a little bit more interesting than that. So here we have the Clone Pilot minifigure. Now, this set is an exclusive combination, which, to be honest, it's kind of interesting. This figure, the torso, helmet, head, are basically all the same as another minifigure that came in the 2013 Gunship. The only difference being is that this one actually has more detail with the printed legs, because the other one just came, blank legs. So kind of weird that, a smaller, cheaper set has more detail than a more expensive set that released a few years prior. Crazy, I know. Anywho, I'm sure I could complain all day about how the helmet is incorrect and it's not a pilot helmet, yada, yada, yada. But you guys already know that. It is what it is. Having a look at this helmet, like, being a decade later, basically, the print quality out of box is a little iffy. I think at the top there, you can kind of see just how the print is a little iffy. Again, as of today's standards, it probably is better of a print in clones nowadays, but yeah, this is a little rough overall, but I mean, it's all right, I guess, for the most part. It sucks seeing how the black is a bit faded as well as the yellowish orange. So it's just whatever. But yeah, unveiling that, you can see the facial print. It's the angry clone. This is the angry clone phase of clones. So, you know, that's cool, I guess. But yeah, only other thing to mention is that he's got a short blaster to defend himself with. But there's not really much else to say other than, you know, like, hey, the legs came with a bunch of other clone figures that released in 2014 to 2018. So there's your fun facts about this minifigure. Let's carry on to what else this set includes. So taking a look at the instructions, you have the box art with Geonosis in the background there. Very nice. Very simple build process. Like I said, didn't take me too long to build. Slightly repetitive when you get to the midsection, but I mean, that's to be expected, I guess. Flipping all the way to the back, it just shows you the Flickfire missiles, as well as a parts listing, an advertisement for an app I am more than sure is no longer available, which is the Microfighters app. I don't know much about this app, but interesting to know that it was developed by TT Games. Editor me, is the game still up? Show a screenshot if it is. If not, then rest in peace, Microfighters of the game. But anywho, after that, you just have a win at the back of the instructions. So, there you go. As for extra pieces, this is all that I got with my copy of the set. So, in conclusion, it's an okay Microfighter. I don't know, like, build techniques are cool. I mean, like I said, it doesn't exactly look like a gunship from a distance. It's one of those things where you kind of have to get up close to recognize it. The figure inclusion is, I guess, for the most part, okay. I'm sure a lot of people would want to get it to, at least when this first released, to mock their own gunships or sorts, and they would use these to fill those up with. I can only speculate. I feel like if something like this came out nowadays, it'd be pretty interesting to see. I myself would be pretty cool, mesmerized to see just how a modern Microfighter gunship would look like. Now, in terms of if you guys should pick this up in a sealed state nowadays, as the time's recording, it's going for around 50 to 80 Canadian dollars plus shipping. So if you could find this used, I would definitely say go for it, I guess, if you want to add it to your Microfighter collection. Otherwise, it's probably one of those ones that's just kind of ridiculously overpriced in the aftermarket, where you could probably find something a little bit more interesting and cooler to add to your collection for that price point range. So probably a pass overall, unless you are just a weird person who likes to collect weird things just for the sake of why not, like me. So anyways, that concludes my thoughts on this review. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy this review, please make sure to hit that like button as well as subscribe. And yeah, with that being said, I will see you all in a future video. Thank you everyone so much for watching. See y'all later. Bye-bye.